Welcome to this tutorial for Trikonasana triangle pose. Today I will talk through how to get into the pose and some things to look out for, as well as some modifications for the pose. All right, here we go. So to start off, a good way to learn how to get into this posture is to do it against a wall. So find a clear space in your house or in your home where you can spread out. Yeah. So we're going to start on the right side, bringing the legs slightly apart. I would say about just wider than your hips. Let's bring the pinky edge of the right foot against the wall. And for argument's sake, let's bring the heel a little bit further from the wall. So I would say about 10 to 12 inches away. Now, if your hips are very open, eventually this posture will come heel to heel. But not everybody's hips are open enough to be able to do that. So let's keep it a little bit wider for now. Turn the left toes in towards your belly button, keeping the hips open to the outside of the wall. Imagine you have a yoga mat, or if you are on your yoga mat, along the long edge of your mat. So arms come out to your side. Take a nice inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to move your hips out towards the back foot. Now, if you can see here, my spine is curved. We don't want that. In each pose that we do in yoga, you want to have a nice long spine, finding Tadasana. And just as a reminder, Tadasana is this. So from the tail to the head is a straight line with no curves, no made curves, yeah? Okay, so coming back into triangle legs. Hips come out to your left, as we said. Spine stays long. From here, you're going to hinge and let yourself stretch. Now, the right hand can come down above or below the knee. You will feel a stretch here along the inner thigh or hamstring. And there's a little bit of sensation that happens, or maybe a lot of sensation, depending on your body, along the waistline. So we want to lean up against the wall, being mindful that this top shoulder doesn't collapse forward. Once that starts to collapse, usually the hips follow and then becomes square. We want to stay open, keeping the heart and the belly button and the hips pointing towards the side of the space. All right, so this right hand is a nice light touch. If for you it's above the knee, okay, just make sure you're not leaning in on it, because once you do, then the spine starts to curve a little bit. This becomes something totally different, right? We want to have a nice straight lines. This is supposed to be a triangle after all. So let this be a nice light touch. Can come below the knee as well. Other arm can extend, but if this is too much on your shoulder or you feel pins and needles in these fingers up above, you can always bring the hand to the waist. So as you can see, I have a block down here. As you become more open, the hamstring and the side body starts to open more, you can use a block on the inside of the front foot. Now, if your fingers are up by your knee, you're not going to be able to reach the block anyway. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it. You can always use your hand on your shin bone. All right. So as you get deeper, just be mindful that the shoulder stays open. Nice long spine. There's a nice analogy here too to think about. When you're in triangle pose, I'm going to come up and switch to the other side while we do that. Imagine yourself between two panes of glass, and if you hit the glass, it'll break and shatter. So if you can use that imagery, let me move into my other side here. There we go. It will help you to keep a nice straight line once you move away from the wall. Now, don't be surprised if one side is much deeper than the other. This is very natural. It's 100% human. One side is usually more open than the other. Right? So when you're in your triangle pose, you can have a focus either down to your feet. This is very grounding, especially if you feel wobbly. You can look straight out, and if your neck allows you to, you can look up towards the fingertips. So inhaling, coming up. Now let's try this away from the wall. So I'm going to step away from the wall just a little bit. My legs are wider than my hips. I'm going to move to the right side again, turning the right toes out, left toes in, keeping my hips and my shoulders pointing to the side space. Arms extend out. Taking an inhale. On the exhale, moving the hips to the left and letting the right hand sink down. Be mindful of that top shoulder. Don't let it collapse forward. And slide the fingertips down. Now, I am giving a little bit of pressure here against my inner leg instead of letting myself relax and come here. All right? We want to create 3 triangles. Trikonasana is 3 triangles. You have the triangle of the legs. You have a triangle in this arm and leg and torso. And you have a triangle from the bottom foot, I should say the back foot, to the top fingers, to the front foot. So 3 triangles. Coming up. I'm going to switch to the other side, rotating the right toes in and the left toes out. Now here, once you're in the center of the space, let's talk about the alignment of the feet. There are, as I said when we first started, you can widen the feet so that they're on their respective sides. You can also align heel to heel. This is very common teaching. Or the furthest that I would recommend going is heel to the arch of the foot. But if you can see, my hips are basically pointing forward. I can't really get my hips to go where I want them to for my body because my hips aren't that open. So when I do this, I do heel to heel. But again, try things. See what works for your body. Taking one more triangle pose, moving the hips out to the right. Left hand comes down. Focus can go where you'd like it to go. Taking a few breaths here, finding the length, feeling all the triangles in the body. Inhaling, coming up through vertical, and exhale, hands on the waist. Thank you for joining me for this tutorial. See you on the next one. Namaste. Hey, thanks for watching my tutorial. If you liked it, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And please be sure to click the bell for notifications on new videos. If you know someone who might enjoy my videos, please share it. Also, if you have a request for a specific tutorial, please ask in the comments below. You can also follow me on Instagram at holly.r.jan.yoga. Be well and remember to breathe. See you next time.